Who is the best team for Red Zone BROLY? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have something new, something a little bit different. We previously mentioned on the channel that we were looking into different ways to approach content. And one of the things I mentioned is talking about, how to build different teams that are safe options, consistent options for clearing most of the hardest events. And lo and behold, as I post this, we get a challenge, so to speak, from a good friend of the channel, Greg Dahl. If you haven't followed him already or checked out any of our collabs we've done with him, make sure you check those out and go check out his channel and him over on Twitter. He's a great guy, and he puts out a lot of great guides that we've used several times here on the channel. But he's issued a bit of a challenge to find out what do you think the best team for Red Zone is. So we're going to take a look at his Twitter post here, take a look at his team. I'm going to give my thoughts, and then we're going to show the team that I have developed that I think is the most consistent for Red Zone BROLY. So for him, he believes there is a specific foundation for BROLY, and it is the safest and smoothest that allows everyone to work and not get in each other's way. Everyone builds up, everyone works. His team is essentially World Tournament Goku's Earthbred Fighters Battle of Fate team, right? And it's basically World Tournament Goku, Bulma, Orange Piccolo, the GT Duo, Ultimate Gohan, LR5 guys, and obviously the Friend World Tournament Goku. And I see this team. This team is very powerful, and it works around making sure Gohan is at his best for the longest time, right? Obviously, him starting in slot 7 will always be the best for him, right? But basically, you want well, let's read through it here, right? For his team, you can swap some of them around. You can replace Birdku with LR5 guys, but again, you're getting an extra revive by doing that when you have the GT Duo as well. He mentions that you can swap out Yajirobe and STR Piccolo instead of the GT Duo if you have them, since the GT Duo will be floating in this team. He mentions that AGL Gohan is a great choice instead of LR5 guys as well, the STR Carnival Goku, since they will be sharing very, very similar links, and they'll kind of be doing what each other do, except that Gohan doesn't have the support. And Gohan on this team doesn't have the ability to transform. I would point that out, right? The two leaders and Piccolo serve the same role, two float while the other is slot 1 for Bulma. So it's up to you to decide how to do it. I prefer to use Piccolo as the slot for Bulma, and we'll see why when I get into my setup here. So it just allows her and Piccolo to build up by doing that. Now, it doesn't hurt the Goku even if they're floating, right? Because by the final phase, they'll have guard anyways, and he can build his passive up quite quickly, right? G2 Duo is very flexible, right? They have revive, they have a support while in their standby, and they have damage reduction and are launching multiple supers, which makes them a safe third slot option, right? And if all of that is not helpful enough to the team, right, you have the active skill turns at the end. You have Gohan, you have Goku, you have LR5 guys if you're using them, you have Piccolos and Bulmas. Very, very powerful active skill turns, nothing surviving those turns. So I see the agenda for this team. It is a very, very solid team, but I think I've got one better. So to answer Greg's challenge, I went ahead and posted a team that I've developed, and we're gonna do the run here in a second, but this is my team utilizing his base, right? The 4 core are World Tournament Goku, Bulma, Piccolo, and the GT Duo. Now, instead of using Ultimate Gohan, I have foregone him and instead chose STR World Tournament Krillin because he brings out the most in Goku. This allows you to keep one of the Gokus on rotation, and support him, and he's basically always being supported, right? Bulma will always be supporting him. Every other turn you'll have Yajirobe's support, and Krillin on rotation will be consistently supporting him every single turn. And if that's not enough, you will have support on the turn that you bring in the GT duo for their standby. So this is just one team I've developed that I think is the most consistent against BROLY. You very rarely will lose with this team, and it might only be due to some freak circumstances. But I am just one man, I have just one opinion. So instead of just saying this is the all-around best team for BROLY, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this team works and why I believe it is the best. But we're going to do a bracket. If you guys are following along and you're watching, go ahead and submit your best teams, starting with the leader in the comments down below. And we will add as many teams as we can to the bracket listed here. I've already got one utilizing the Gammas as lead. It's more of a superhero build, but it works. So I will add your teams to the bracket, and we will see what team comes out on top. I will run several tests with the team, right? So the run you're about to see for the World Tournament Goku, this is about the 4th or 5th run I've done with them, so I can viably say that the team is very, very consistent. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do this. We're gonna hop on into the Red Zone BROLY and see how consistent this team is, if we can maintain. So let's go ahead, let's do this. All right, so we are in game here. We are gonna go ahead, we're gonna kick this off. Like I said, for the team here, I think this is maybe one of the best teams you could use, but if you think you got one better, just go ahead and submit it. So we're going to go ahead and hop in turn 1 here.
Alright, time to go all out! Forget about destroying this world! I won't let it happen!
Alright, excellent. So we're going to float. Yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to float Piccolo. We'll keep the GT duo on for now. Yeah, let's do that, because we need to get Piccolo over there with Bulma. Piccolo and Bulma is actually the better rotation. They actually share quite a few links together, right? So they're actually a pretty solid rotation. When I talk about how things could possibly go wrong for this team, a setup kind of like this, where we got to do a lot of moving around to get people where we want them, is probably what I mean when I say that, right? Because otherwise, everyone is good if they have the chance to build, especially in this phase. This phase is basically your build phase, right? Alright, so GT Duo should be able to yeah, excellent, right? So post super, everyone on this team is solid, right? You have nothing to worry about.
Should be around here.
All right, excellent. So let's see here. I'm gonna send Krillin off. We're gonna grab that so Bulma can go ahead and get her build. We probably could have kept the Gohan or the Goku in slot 1 so he can get that build, but I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. That Goku's gonna end up floating anyways. Alright, excellent. We actually ended up not killing him, which means we did get to take the one hit there, so it worked out. Alright, perfect. And we get another turn with Yajirobe over there, which means he's safe. So the only bad thing that could happen right here, right now, is if Goku decides he doesn't want to guard. But if he guards here, we're fine. Oh, no. I don't think he guarded. Yeah, he didn't guard. And he guarded that attack. Okay. But we're still fine, right? You see, we still don't die. And nobody on the next rotation is going to die either. Which means when we come back around, we're in the STR phase. And guess what we're doing? We're reviving, right? Because we can launch the standby skill. If we don't get hit in the first slot, Goku will be able to do a bunch of damage, and the Spirit Bomb should be able to finish them off. And this is pretty consistent. This is about almost how it always gets through. If not, you can always Orange Piccolo your way through the STR phase as well, right? By doing that, you have a Giant Form, which will cancel the supers. Alright, excellent. And them getting this extra attack is obviously good for them, right? It will help us get a lot more damage out of that Spirit Bomb when we show up next. There we go. So, alright, let's go ahead. Let's do this. Right. Got this with Bulma. And as long as the super isn't in the first slot, we're actually okay, right? Because World Tournament Goku, perfect, right? World Tournament Goku can nullify this phase, right? So he would be solid here. There we go. Excellent. Alright, now, had we gotten more Key Spheres with Bulma, that would actually been a lot better, right? Get that additional super. Goku not taking an attack here is obviously a bit dangerous. Because he's not going to be doing as much damage here. There's the super. Alright, so Piccolo doesn't take any damage here. Bulma doesn't take damage, and Goku nullifies, right? Like, this is just how it is. This team is so reliable against this event, right? Alright, and here it is. So we're going to go ahead and do the standby. On the off chance he decides to super slot 1, at the very least, we have a way out of it.
Please, everyone, lend me your energy. I can't die. Not yet.
Darn it! Please, Kakarot! I need your power! You guys...
Alright, so I'm actually going to put Krillin in slot 1 here because he hasn't taken any hits, and if we put Goku and Goku doesn't, we don't take the super, Goku will absolutely kill him. So, we're gonna put Krillin there just so he can take that hit. Yeah, so I had a feeling he wasn't gonna end up supering slot 1 since he did super at the end on the last turn. So, awesome job. And Goku does get another attack. Excellent. So, that extra support from the GT duo, very, very helpful. I think that's one of the things that helps this team out a lot. Alright, excellent. So, what do we got here? Are we turn 6 yet? Yes, we are, which means, look at this. Now we have Piccolo's Giant Form. This turn is completely safe, right? So we're going to go ahead. We're going, like, no one here is going to die. Bulma will survive the super. Piccolo will survive the super. And even if Bulma or Piccolo take the super, and then maybe they're, that last attack is a super on Yajirobe, even though Yajirobe can't dodge, he will survive, right? Because he has that effect where he can survive a KO attack, right? So he's not gonna die since there's only one attack there. So this is actually perfect for us. So I'm not gonna giant form. We're actually just gonna hold out. And just if we need it next turn, we'll take it. But I don't think we will. Right? Like I said, this team is pretty consistent. There we go. So there's that super that I was mentioning. And Piccolo's fully built up, so we know he takes this. Look at that, 60k. But now there's a chance that that last attack against the Yajirobe could be a super, since he did super slot 1 like that. There we go, we get a double super out of Orange Piccolo. Ours is 69%, right? He's the lowest duped unit on, well, I guess Bulma's 55, right? Bulma and Piccolo are the lowest duped units here. And there we go. So next turn when Bulma shows back up, we have her active skill, right? There we go. Oh, wow, okay. So she's gonna take the super. And we know Bulma takes it. Look at that, 100k. And she was type disadvantaged too. Excellent. Look at that. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to put our Goku in front because we know he's fully built up. And between the 3 Gokus, we know... Or the 2 Gokus and the Krillin, rather, we know that they're going to be safe this turn. Look at that. Still get... Look at that. Counter. Perfect. It was a lot more fun, right? So we didn't even end up getting his revive, and we're still solid. And this is what I mean about consistent. Like, things don't have to go perfect. Even if we don't revive, Goku's still solid against this final fight because his guard is permanent here, since we have type advantage, right? Krillin can be a little scary, but as long as you make sure he gets a hit the turn before, he's fine here. Look at that, double digits, right? A super would be a little scary for him, but again, get that hit before and let him take it post-super, and he's solid. Excellent. Yeah, him not taking a hit really hurts us. Excellent. And now we have Bulma's active skill, so let's go ahead and do that.
Has been granted. Farewell.
So, for funsies, we're going to go ahead and put Bulma in front. We're not going to use Orange Piccolo, but we absolutely could, and then no one would die this turn, right? Because no one would have to take a super, but I just kind of want to see Bulma with her full passive and the GT Duo, because we haven't actually done this yet. Oh, that's pretty good for 55%. Wow. That's pretty good. There we go. And Bulma is going to go ahead and solo Broly here. Oh, so close. If that was a crit, she would have done it. But look at this. Double super. She's not taking anything here. And even if by some miracle she was going to, right? We have the revive up with the GT Duo. Look at that. Double digits. Alright, look at Piccolo. We should have threw him in front. That would have been fun. But again, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, the team is so reliable. This is the 5th run of me doing this team, and every turn ends up the same, right? By turn 6, turn 7, the run is done, right? I've had a few where I've gotten it as low as 5, and that's just because we got really lucky in the STR phase with some additionals, and with the super attacks, or not the super attack, the revival attack from the the GT Duo, right? So, given that, right, we got really lucky and we were able to end up 5-turning Broly, right? Because then we only needed 2 turns in the AGL phase. So, like I said, very, very consistent. Every single time I have gotten this completion, and I have gotten it without items with this team. It's a slight variation on Greg's setup. Greg's setup relies on making sure Ultimate Gohan gets set up the way he wants, and it can work. I think it's a better team. It is a good team for him, but there's still a lot that cannot go wrong with Gohan, right? Gohan doesn't get his ki, you're in trouble if he's not double supering past turn 6, right? So that's why I kind of built this team. But this is just my opinion, and this is just my thoughts on what I think is the best team. So what I would like from you guys, if you guys liked the video, first off, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you have some ideas for what you think is the best, most consistent team for BROLY, go ahead and hit me up in the comments down below. Give me your leader, give me your floaters, give me your rotations, and I will build a team around your suggestions. We'll put them in the bracket, and we will see who comes out on top after several testing. And I'm thinking of doing this for all the bosses. So we'll get BROLY out the way first, and then we'll continue down the line with all the other Red Zone bosses. I think this could be a fun little series, something we can periodically tap into when, you know, the big celebrations are dying down. But let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts? What are your suggested teams for the best team to take down Ultimate Red Zone BROLY? Anyways, guys, that's the video, and if nothing else, thanks for watching, and aloha.